What's up, everybody? Final live video, I should say, of 2020. This is it. Final live one. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, I got my Christmas hat on today, and I'm using my phone, and I have it like angled up, which is quite an odd angle because I usually don't do that. I usually have it angled down. But I've got it angled up. So just a couple things going to update y'all on and talk about. It's the end of the year, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And yeah, so all right. First thing is overall the year has been absolutely crazy with COVID. If you would have asked me 1 year ago all the stuff that would have happened this year, I would have said I wouldn't even have believed it. But, here we are a year later and all kinds of crazy stuff happened. Father-in-law passed away. Never would have guessed that. Literally, we had seen him just 12/28 of last year, and 2 days later he was in the hospital like craziness. And then COVID and everything else. But not to wrap up my year, so let's talk about updates, new stuff. Okay, so first of all, I mentioned in my last video where I talked about my Christmas gifts that there was some other stuff I needed to update y'all on. So first of all, I have two cats, both of them. Well, I did have two cats, so you can kind of guess my story. They are going on 17 years old. I've had them for 17 years, many, many years. And basically, one of them started to act a little weird maybe a week and a half ago, and we took her to the vet just thinking maybe she had an infection, that kind of thing, and the vet basically said like she's has a significant amount of issues, problems, kidney problems, cancer, like multiple issues, and basically she needs to be euthanized. So we took her home last week for the weekend over Christmas so that we could see her, so that the kids could see her and all that good stuff. Kids got to say goodbye. They got to they were really upset when we told them that she was going to die, and they were crying and very upset, which I guess I expected them to be upset, but they're kids. You just think like, oh, they hear something and continue to play, but they didn't do that. They were actually visibly very upset. So we dealt with that, and then on Monday, she was doing so bad, she was dragging her body. For some reason, her legs gave out, like everything. It just, all of a sudden, she was like acting normal to like, it completely like just terrible. Like, so Saturday, she was just so bad, and I had to wait till Monday to bring her in. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is just terrible. I can't believe that this cat has to suffer for the next 2 days. Fortunately, I had pain medicine for her that I was able to give her, but she basically just had to lay down. She kept eating and drinking, which was very surprising, but she really couldn't do much else, and she looked terrible. So I brought her in Monday. We put her to sleep. We ended up burying her in our yard, which we did on purpose because, one, it's really good since she has a brother for him to smell her and know that that's what happened to her. We talked to two different vets who both said the same thing about that. So we did that, which really stinks, but we had to. And then we buried her in the yard, which there's like, not to get all morbid and stuff, but I think it's good for the kids. They're able to go visit the place and say bye to her and see her and talk to her now, and it's probably good for them. So that was like all good because there were other options, and we decided to try this one. And this was her yard. It was her place. Like that's where she lived. Like she loved the yard. They both loved the yard. Like that was their place. So it was a good thing. So yeah, I think that was good. Now we're moving in 6 months, so that made it a little weird. Like, should we bury her because we're moving? But this was her yard and stuff, and we're still keeping this house anyway. So as I said, I think it was a good choice. We're both happy with the choice, and the kids are too, now that it's been made. Okay, so next thing. So moving on to that, because that's a little negative and nothing great, not a good great way to end the new year. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about good stuff. So my parents, well, my mom didn't because her tests were inconclusive. My dad actually tested negative for COVID now. So if you remember, he had it. He got it just after Thanksgiving, and he's all better. Oops. Him and my mom are all better, and he, oh no, my camera's slipping. And they both tested, or my dad tested negative, which is awesome. So we got that going on. So that's a good thing, a good positive thing that's happening. So we're probably going to try to see them at some point now that they don't have it. We're going to try to see them maybe in January. They're going to come here because they can't bring it to us anymore because they don't have it. I'm going to confirm that with my buddy who's an epidemiologist just to say, hey, what are your thoughts? My parents have had it. Can they bring it to me? Obviously, they could have it on their hands and stuff. And during their trip, they'll have to be clean, but they shouldn't be able to catch it again. I know some people are catching it twice, but it seems to be extremely rare. So I think it'll be somewhat safe. And then as far as the vaccine goes, in our state, I am group 1B part 3, which is really weird. Why not just have so the way our state did the vaccines is they have 4 stages, but really they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stages broken out into those 4. I don't know why they just don't have 9 stages, but anyway, I'm the next phase, which is phase 1, all teachers and educators, which is cool because I can't wait to get the vaccine because I need to be able to get to campus next semester because I'm trying to hold events. I'm doing all these presentations and all kinds of stuff. I need to be there, and as of now, I can't go. So the sooner I get that, the better. Unfortunately, my wife is last phase, and kids are not. I mean, we don't know if we can give it to kids yet, so we'll see. And we don't know if we should or anything like that. So that's vaccine stuff, but seems to be going well. And let's see. So other things that I've been doing. So it's kind of crazy that this Christmas break has went by so quick. So over the break, what I've done is I've been trying to relax. I've been playing lots of World of Warcraft. So my character is max level. I've been doing a lot of stuff in there, doing the raid, and that's all been fun and exciting. I made a couple videos. I made some videos for my classes for next semester. So on my channel, if you see the OBS videos that I made 4 of them in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Those were all for my class for next semester. And then I made some fun videos. Me and the kids had some time to just do some fun stuff. We did a video where we talked about making a fireball out of your hand, kung fu stuff, completely fake, but it was just fun. My kids like that. We did another video where we did a dried fruit challenge. We got one of our gifts was dried fruit, and the fruit's actually really good for me and my wife, but the kids don't like fruit to begin with or vegetables, so they have dried fruit, which they totally hate. So we did a dried fruit video where we forced them. They had to roll dice, and whoever got the highest number had to take a bite of the fruit. It's pretty funny. We posted it on their channel, not mine, because it's their video. And that was pretty fun and pretty funny. They want to do a dare video today or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means and what I have to do. But they want to do that, so we'll see if we're going to post that on their channel or not. And then I finally had a chance to update everyone on how I made my surfboard, which it ended up being a 30-minute video, and if you're not into surfboards, you're totally going to think it's a boring video, but I made it for other people who are new to board making and would like to make a board and don't really know anything about it. So I finally made that, and that was fun and exciting. And then I'm going to try to make another video today, which is going to be on my levels of educational gaming. So I haven't talked about this before. I did a presentation on it to AERA in early December, and it's something I've just talked about sporadically. But I have this chart that I've been talking about for a while now, which is basically my levels of educational gaming, and it is all the ways to implement games in a classroom. We talk about gamification, game design, game-based learning, and this basically covers all of it and talks about from very simple ways to implement games in the classroom all the way to extremely complicated. And it basically goes through these different levels, and each level is a little harder to implement than the next. And so I've come up with these levels of game design. So I don't know. I'm going to make that video today. Hopefully I have all the content developed for it. So I should be able to develop that today and hopefully get it up, but we'll see. I might do it right after this. Okay, some other things. So I did write an article for Garmin on the new Garmin esports watch. So look for that. I'll probably post that soon. I've already sent my article to Garmin. They went through and did some editing on it. They just changed the formatting a little bit, actually. They, instead of like making it like I wrote it, they made it more like question and answer, even though I wrote all that wasn't question and answer. So basically what they did is I wrote an article, a review of their product, and they're going to post it on their blog. And when they read it, they liked it, but they thought it would make more sense to have like each paragraph be like have a question prior to each paragraph, so it looks more like broken up. So I don't know. That's just what they wanted to do. And I said it was completely fine. I mean, it's their site. They can do what they want. And if they just want to edit it, they're not changing my words. They just edit it a little bit. So yeah, that should be posted soon. I imagine after the new year, because it's 12/31 right now. And, you know, it's not been posted yet. So anyway, yeah, they're probably taking a break till next week, which reminds me, getting to next week, what do I have to do? What do I have coming up? So, oh my gosh, this break happened too fast. Yeah, I have like presentations. I think I have 2 presentations next week and then 2 presentations the following week. Next week, I have a presentation on using video in online courses, and then a presentation, that's a panel, and then I have a presentation on esports, and then the following week I have 2 presentations on esports. And I need to prep my classes. So I'm teaching 2 new courses next semester, which really, really, really stinks. I'm teaching 3 classes altogether. So the first one, which is my instructional design class, I don't need to prep too much. I just need to I'll probably need to spend like 3 hours in the class and it'll be done and ready. Maybe a little more than that, but not much. The other 2 classes I have to completely prep from scratch. So you're going to see a bunch of videos, probably some more streaming videos on how to stream. I have some already on my channel, so I'm going to be able to reuse those. So you're going to see some videos on that. And then I'm going to be posting my other class is Intro to Programming. I'm going to be talking a lot about Dreamweaver, CSS, HTML. So I'm going to have to do a bunch of videos on that. I do have some HTML videos already, so I probably won't need to repeat those. I'll have to go in and check, but you're going to see a bunch of like short videos on tutorials about Intro to Programming. So that's what I'm going to be starting. I got to start that Monday. We're on Thursday right now. So, all right. So that's that. Otherwise, I'm ready for the new year. I'm ready to get a vaccine. I'm done wearing. I'm ready to take off like the Christmas. We already took down one of our trees. We still have a second tree up. We have 2 trees. We have a green one and we have a white one, because we couldn't make up our mind what we wanted when we bought them several years ago. I don't know. So we took down the white one. We took down all of our Christmas stuff, actually, except our green tree. So today's the last day. Actually, I haven't worn this hat at all. I was supposed to wear it on Christmas when we opened up gifts, and I didn't. I put it on this morning because I saw it for some reason. So yeah, that's that. It's really warm out today, which is awesome. It's supposed to be warm the next few days, so I'm looking forward to that, and just looking forward to start a whole new, actually have a good year. I think for a lot of us, we're like ready to get this virus out of the way, which hopefully can happen, and just hoping for better things. This was a crappy year overall without the virus. Like tons of weird, bad stuff happened. So hopefully next year's better. So here's hoping to a better year. I hope you guys have a good new year, and I'll see everyone next year. My students, I'll see you guys in the spring, which is, starting Monday. We're starting back up. You'll start to get emails from me and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm excited for that. So someone just asked me, and I can do this before I wrap up. the content of the esports meeting. So I'm doing I'm doing three esports presentations for the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at UNCW. And basically they're for the community of Wilmington and Southeastern North Carolina. So the first one is actually really short. I think it's only a 5-minute presentation. And basically it's a presentation for new businesses in the state. And it's people who are potential investors and stuff like that. And it's only a 5-minute presentation. It's called like 1,000 cups of coffee, and you're supposed to only do the presentation in the amount of time it takes to drink a cup of coffee. So you have 5 minutes. So it's kind of cool. And basically, I'm just going to tell them about esports and why it's valuable for Southeastern North Carolina to have esports and what I'm doing to make that happen. And ask them how they could potentially help us out, which are through things like, obviously anyone can provide us money, like donations or even partnerships or sponsorships. Obviously that is the most obvious way anyone can help us out, but just supporting us in any way that they can, helping us promote events, and just realizing why making Southeastern North Carolina a hub for esports is a good thing. So, talking about like how that can help us with marketing and how it could bring companies and jobs into the area and bring more students into the university and just things like that, help with some startups or maybe form a professional team here and stuff like that, like why that could be good. So just talking about some of that stuff in a really short time. The other two presentations are more like traditional hour long, which are going to be more for the community. One is actually for students. And the other one is for community members. So those will be more like informational about esports. They're more like 30 to 45-minute presentations with question and answer, and they'll be more generic, like about what are esports, why are they, what is growth potential like, how are they making money, how are they not making money, what are potential jobs that are coming about, why is this industry interesting. The reason I find esports fascinating is mostly because we have sports, and people will ask me, and this is one of the things I want to talk about during those presentations, is esports a sport? And no, esports, some people want to say yes it's a sport or no it's not. I don't even want to ask that question. There are sports. Esports are a whole total new category. It's just a whole totally new thing. Everything about it is different than sports, besides the competitiveness. Everything about it is different. It has a different audience. It is viewed way differently. Like places like ESPN keep trying to have esports events, and that it doesn't work. Like esports fans aren't watching ESPN, or they're not watching ESPN for esports. They're watching Twitch for esports or YouTube for esports. So like, it's very different. The way sports make money are through like ABC, Fox, ESPN, through the networks, and esports is making money in a different way. And they're two very different industries. So it's that's one of the reasons that it fascinates me so much, because we're at the beginning of it, like the beginning of it. So it's pretty cool to watch and see what's happening. And, it's already, I've seen arguments, obviously esports has been said to be a $1 billion industry. I've seen some arguments saying it's more like a $25 billion industry. It's, it's interesting. Anyway, yeah, that's that. But yeah, guys, have a happy new year. And I'm logging off. I'm trying to make this video on my levels of educational gaming today. That's kind of my goal. If any of y'all are playing World of Warcraft, send me a message. I'll give you my ID. I've been slowly getting into the raid, and I've done a couple of the bosses already. So I've been playing that when I have some free time. And we're not doing anything for New Year's this year. Just hanging out with the kids, probably playing some games. My wife's going to make some food. I'll probably try to be in bed by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. She'll probably stay up till midnight and wake me up when she comes into bed, which will be just great because I'll be asleep. So anyway, yeah, that's it. So have a good New Year, guys, and later all.